So welcome back. More Path of Exile: The Awakening. I am your host, Larry, the delightful Chupacabra man who's playing a witch. And we're in the Dread Thicket, killing Ewoks. That's all you really need to know.
Drop bears.
Yep, shame drop bears are a lie. I mean, I don't, yeah, see, they look like cute little Ewoks, but they're actually like bear cubs. The cubs of those giant bears that we murdered before in the cave. They're so adorable. Monkeys. Are they monkeys? They could be like mutated monkeys. I
think they're koalas.
They might just be their own thing. They kind of look like
baby.
They're
called Ursa.
They kind of look like baby cave bears, but I could be completely off on that.
Too much.
Hey, that silken vest might be good for you.
Neff just gave me like a super OP one, but I'll pick it up anyway and sell it. So yeah, like, drop bears are a total thing that, like, Australians just shit people with. Which doesn't surprise me. There's lots of stuff we shit people with in Colorado, too. And, yeah. We'll just throw some laser walls between us and the murder monkeys. Yeah, like, I never kind of believed drop bears because I can never believe that anything is particularly dangerous when I can just kick it once and kill it. It's like, I love, like, decontextualizing motivational posters on Reddit, for example. Like, someone posted this shitty quote where it's like, it's not how much dog is in the fight, it's how much fight is in the dog. And I'm just like, you know, I might not abuse animals, but I don't care how much fight is in the Chihuahua. I can just kick a Chihuahua once and he's not coming back for more if I make it a particularly sharp, hard kick. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's almost like quotes out of context are kind of useless. But I mean, if you're on like a subreddit for motivational quotes, you're probably not so concerned about the context. It's pretty much just a gigantic, feel-good circle jerk. Like, man, I'm motivated. I'm so much better than those other plebs. Or I'd say the guy who's disciplined enough not to need the motivation probably got you beat. But that's just me. When I need motivation, I just listen to What Would Brian Boitano Do on repeat for like an hour. And then I feel pumped, but by that point, I'm already done with whatever the hell I was doing, so it was a complete waste of time. Okay. Kill some more monkeys. So I guess one of the things I can talk about as we get closer into the Vol area, I'm not going to talk too much more about lore until we get in there. I am planning soon. I'm preparing the final details of, like, animatable bits for the final episode of Fallout Shelter, since the Android version is coming out soon. And, after that, I'm gonna break into the sort of retro games arena and start playing some Harvest Moon for the SNES. And you're like, oh my god, Larry has a SNES? Oh, fuck no. I didn't have a console till the N64, and I traded that sucker in... Actually, I gave it to a friend, he gave me money, for a PlayStation 2, and I've been a PlayStation kitty ever since, but I will be playing it on an emulator. I guess that's a controversial thing to say, but I just wasn't like a console gamer when the NES and the SNES were a thing. Like, I could have had them. I think my sister had one of them at some point. I know she had a PS1. But, I just wasn't into it. I was kind of always a PC gamer over console games, really, to begin with. And I'm actually going to do a video to that effect soon. But, yeah, I'm going to start doing some of the Harvest Moon on an emulator for the SNES, and some other games after that, kind of interspersed. And my idea is that I'll kind of have, like, a time slot on my channel set aside for where, like, games like retro kind of arcade games will appear, and also, like, some other types of, like, farm management sims, or just resource management sims in general. I think I'm going for, like, 3 potential time slots. Am I gonna use all the time slots all the time? Not really. It's gonna be a work in progress, since I've started to severely ramp up the old video creation thing. And by the time these videos go out, I might have already even started the old Harvest Moon series. Because, I mean, we're bulk recording these, so that I don't have to worry about constant, like, editing and uploading a video, like, the night before, which I think is a handy thing to do. Is Blarg back? No, I think Blarg took off for the evening since he got murdered. It'll be a while before we're, like, up to the middle of Act 3. That was kind of cool while it lasted, I suppose. So now we're getting back into the old ruins, the Vol ruins. And wouldn't you know it, we're gonna see some interesting looking undead things as I spawn using my fancy spell totem, a little addition of...
Hey, my body kind of hurts.
Pissed off
He's gonna fracture,
skulls.
make sure you're not standing next to him when he dies.
The bear? What does fracture
the bear,
do?
It's gonna split into many, many more of him.
Oh, it's gonna go into bear share mode?
He gives vulnerability on hit, no wonder it hurts.
Well, he's kind of a pain in the ass to shoot. He's got a lot of health and resistances. Alright, I'm gonna let's kill his friends. Let's kill all these undead cultists. So the thing that's interesting about this area is, even though the Vol are, like, long gone, there's still, like, people sneaking in here and, like, worshipping it like Stonehenge. Even though they don't, like, have access to the ruins, or they don't go in there because it's full of murder. I think it's more the second thing, but who's to say? I thought that was very, reminiscent of issues that my buddy Nubendorf, who I did that Minecraft series with not too long ago, told me about, sort of like religious pagan hipsters who aren't really pagans, who demand their right to go to Stonehenge during, like, the whatchamacallits, like the solar and summer...
Solstices.
Yeah, the solstices. I was thinking eclipse for some reason. But they demand to go there...
Equinox and solstice.
Yeah, the solar... or the summer and winter solstice and equinox. And pagans and, like, the druids and stuff, they'll go to Stonehenge to celebrate these events. And there are a lot of devout pagans and druids out there. But apparently there's also a bunch of, like, kind of hipstery douchebag people who, like, pretend like they do that for... Some of them do it for tax loophole purposes, and some of them are just assholes that just kind of think it's, like, being hip to do that. And they end up just pissing off people who actually believe that stuff. I didn't realize that was a bit of an issue. But I guess, like, weird, kind of nut-jobby people that are oddly religious are kind of an issue in every country. I mean, I don't know if any of the viewers are, like, super into the religions here in... or not religions, but, like, churches here in Colorado Springs, because I'm from Colorado. There are some really nut-jobby people in Colorado Springs, including that pastor who got in trouble for, hiring a gay prostitute. I don't know really what got into his head where he said, like, Jesus was fine with gay prostitutes if you're against gay marriage and other gay things. Like, one is left to wonder about the thought process, but I digress. I don't really involve myself in those questions because those really weird questions lead to answers. And those are some of the most awkward answers around. I'm fine without. I'm good. It's cool. I don't need to know. I don't need to, none of that. We don't need any of that shenanigans. Yeah, so, like, there's just, like, these weird cultists that are in here, like, worshipping this place as if it's, like, their own version of Stonehenge. Like, they go up...
Well, they're already dead.
Well, they're dead now. It's not clear if they were dead before. They might have come in here to worship and then died, because they're like, hey, let's go inside. Like, oh, shit. We open the door, and there's a lot of murder and butt-touching behind it. Really angry butt-touching. Well, I guess I better change my plans for the weekend to being dead. Forever. So here we go. Now we're gonna go and visit the old Illuminati pyramid. Welcome to Illuminati Town, everybody. Isn't it fancy? We go into these doors that... I can't... Oh, I have to go get the thing. Okay, I'll be right back while you clear stuff out, Nephalops. I haven't talked to the bandit yet to go back and finish getting the stuff with the things. So
Now you can get threatened with a spear.
Yeah, my favorite. How did you know? We'll start a new zone there. So you'll notice that because we unleashed that ancient pissed off evil, everything is ancient and pissed off in here now. So yeah. That's not the best for us. But it's fine, I'll just go get the last seal by helping out this last bandito, and we'll be good. I'll be able to open that door, and then we'll be able to summon the boss. I think it's interesting that you have to both open that door with the seal and summon the boss with the seal. It seems redundant.
Well, I'm pretty sure they just made it so that you can't even enter the area, so you don't get all the way to the end and you're like, what the fuck?
You know, that is fair. That is fair indeed.
You just get to the waypoint and say, oh, I missed
Because
something.
that's exactly what happened to me. Like, I fought all the way through the temple, and like, I needed the thing to activate the last boss or something. It was either that or open the big door, and I couldn't, and I had to go all the way back through, and like go talk to the bandits before I could do that, and I was super pissed off. Like, it was super lame. But you know. Yeah, sometimes you expect something to be a shitty side quest and it's really mandatory and you just don't know. I guess, like, they are trying to fix that. Like, that is bad. That is kind of like bad game design when you don't make it clear that, like, no, these are not side quests, even if they kind of sound like a side quest. So you gotta be careful with that distinction. Maybe I was just dense at the time. I think the problem I had with that point in time was that I was getting home really late from work, and I was really tired, and I just kind of sat there and like, fuck it, I'm just gonna brainlessly and mindlessly murder things, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And it kind of wasn't, kind of was, but you know, whatever. You live, you learn, you move on to newer games. Games that get updated. Move back to old games that got updated, and it's delicious, so why the heck not? Alright. What's our time doing? We're doing pretty well on time. I gotta fight through all this shit again. Oh, there's like a shrine over here I should steal. Hey, Bear Share guys, what's up? Okay. That's annoying, getting slowed. But at least everybody will leave me alone.
One thing you learn quickly about Path of Exile, at least on a hardcore mode, is that you don't mindlessly wander into new experiences.
Well, you do. But they're not always good. Like, I've mindlessly wandered into 90% of my Vol zones before I knew what they were. And then I just like, what the shit is this, Neff? And he's like, oh, that's the new Vol zone. Yeah, careful in there. It'll touch your butt. And I went in, and it almost killed me instantly. So...
Or in Taria's case, he mindlessly wandered into Piety in Act 4 and got himself slaughtered.
Yeah, Piety, well, we're not going to talk about that, but that's the thing.
That's when I learned, hey, I should always set my button to move only.
Yeah!
Because instead of running from the death laser, I just attacked an eyeball that was flying in front of me.
I should do that as well.
It's pretty good shit.
What was I gonna activate instead of that? I don't even remember. So I got the last thing, so we can finally... We can go back and do the stuff in the Vol Ruins.
I mean, after Act 1, you don't really need to use your auto attacks for anything. Especially if you're a spellcaster.
I pretty much never use them, ever. I guess we're actually in another hidden Vol temple inside of like a cave. Because here's this other Vol pyramid, and then we're like in one deep underground. And the thing with a lot of these dudes in here is a lot of these creatures inside these Vol ruins, especially the ones in like the armor, they're not actually undead. It's like they got trapped in here after the Great Cataclysm, and they went slowly bonkers insane. If they ever had much in the way of free will to begin with as Vol subjects to the Vol Queen, and they're all just kind of crazy. They're still semi-alive because of blood magic and what it does to you. It's interesting.
Yeah, the Fall. They weren't originally in this game.
Really? Huh, that's cool. It's nice that they added in more interesting stuff.
Oh yeah, they constantly update the creatures that are in specific areas.
Oh, that I know. Like, we've already seen, like, those spider crabs that have got, like, the infected shit in them. Those are new. All sorts of stuff.
The Vol Fallen didn't start showing up until they introduced the corrupted zones.
Nice. It would make sense, though. Like, that would kind of herald the emergence of a new fancy enemy.
Like, hey, here's more stuff about the Vol patch.
So we just gotta run through this pyramid up to the tippa top. And, then we can stop that crazy dark madness from taking over the place. Now, this is very kind of Incan temple-y. Taria just found, like, another... What is that, like a buff altar that's made out of
shrine.
Dead people? But if you look around, there's, like, lots of, like, pits for, like, ceremonial sacrifices to huck bodies and blood down. There's lots of ceremonial altars, places where they can do crazy blood magic. Also, the lore master's here to help us vanquish the demons. Sexy demons. Yeah, I like it. They do add, like, a lot of flavor and ambient, like, elements to this game. And while we're doing this lore master quest, that's where we're gonna leave you for today. Catch you guys later, and more Path of Exile: The Awakening coming up. And toodaloo, likey, subscribey, all that stuff. Bye-bye.